And good morning once again. Thanks so much for joining us here on Virginia This Morning. I'm Cheryl Miller. The month of September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And this morning we turn to local financial advisor JB Bryan to fill us in on who needs this type of protection and how to use it to your best advantage. Good morning, JB.
Good morning, Cheryl.
Good to see you.
I like this month, and it's good to be here and I appreciate you acknowledging Life Insurance Awareness Month, because life insurance is something that is heard and discussed, but at the same time, I don't know if people really realize how important it is to make sure that they have appropriate coverage.
And I guess that let's start with that. What exactly is life insurance and who needs it?
Yeah, and the people that need life insurance is a person whom you might ask, will someone suffer if you die today? Will someone suffer financially, not emotionally, but will someone be set back financially? And if the answer is yes, my spouse will need help. Yes, my children still will need to go to college. Yes, my children will still need, to get to college. They will need to be fed. They will need this type of financial support that I am providing now. How can I continue it? That's where life insurance comes in. Life insurance basically fills the gap between what you need to have for your family and what you have.
So let me ask you this, if you're a single person with no dependents and nothing depending on you once you're gone, do you need life insurance?
I would love to say no, but the best way to really answer that question is to make sure that they do a financial needs analysis, because it would be easy to say, definitely not, but you might not be thinking that maybe that single person may be the only child for aging parents that may need some sort of financial assistance. It might be important to them to provide for their parents if something happens to them, even though we tend to think down, but now there's a lot of people in their 30s and 40s that do contribute to their parents' financial well-being.
That's true, and maybe perhaps to pay some bills that you leave behind?
Well, yeah, and your parents should not have to, if you're an adult, and your parents should not have to pay your debts unless they have co-signed for something.
But I'm just saying your debts.
Your own debts. That's
yeah,
right. That's
to
right.
Pay them.
And or if you had school loans, say, that your parents took out for you, and you may want to make sure that your parents don't have to continue to pay for your school loans that they co-signed with you for. Even there's people doing that for graduate schools and getting their parents involved in the financing of graduate school. Well, then if you are concerned about making sure that that debt is taken care of if you die, then consider life insurance as a way to take care of that financial need.
Some people might be saying, though, I live on a paycheck to paycheck existence. Is life insurance expensive? Can I afford this extra bill?
Amazingly, most people surveyed do think that life insurance is way more expensive than it actually is. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. You can get really good coverage for less than an average cell phone bill now. So life insurance could end up being one of the least expensive bills that you have if you investigate it properly. And there's different types of life insurance. So there's a lot of different types of coverage. And in your purchase decision, you should consider your budget. So
let's talk about some of the differences in life insurance. I know I've heard whole life, term life, permanent. A lot of different choices.
And the interesting thing is that there's only two types of insurance.
Really?
There's really just permanent or temporary, permanent or term. That's it. And the permanent gets broken down into different names for it. But the universal, the whole life, all of that falls under the permanent insurance coverage, that it covers you for your entire life, where the term is a temporary insurance that covers you for varying periods of time that you select upon purchasing. So there's advantages and disadvantages to both types. And typically, if you really want to fully investigate insurance and use it to your maximum, you could have some of each. If your budget doesn't allow you to have all permanent coverage to cover the need that you've discovered through a full financial analysis with your advisor, and you discover that you need more than you can actually pay for with all permanent coverage, you can do a combination of the term coverage and the permanent coverage.
Let me ask you this. Today is the first day of school. We'll probably have a lot of new drivers out on the road driving to school, young teenagers. Should we get life insurance for our children?
Typically, you do not need life insurance for a child that is not doesn't have debts that will need to be taken care of. But a good way to cover funeral expenses, unexpected funeral expenses for a minor, would be to add them on to your parents' policy. You can have dependents on your own policy, and it will be just a small policy to cover an unexpected death of a minor or for one of your dependents, to cover just your final expenses.
Just one of those things, another thing that we need to think about. Thank you, JB.
That's right. Oh, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity, and make sure that we continue to investigate life insurance throughout the month.
We will do
More
that.
info is always best, right?
That's right, JB Bryan. And JB offers free money seminars every Wednesday at noon and Saturday mornings at 10 at our office in Glen Allen. You do need to pre-register, though. Just visit us online at WTVR.com/VTM.